When people ask me what kind of people do I admire, I always say I admire people whose words match their actions. This is a personality trait, that is a quality that I really value. Because whenever your words match your actions, darling, that means that you're a reliable person. That means that others can depend on you. That means that you keep your promises. And that really makes you a desired companion. That makes you a good friend. That makes you a great partner. And I know that it happens to all of us. Many of us say things that we don't mean, or we give promises that we don't get to keep. Whenever we did that without actually thinking what we are saying. And I used to be like that. I used to say a lot of things in the past which I didn't really think about. I didn't think about the consequences of my words versus my actions. And I lost certain friends because of that, because I was not that reliable. And I learned my lessons. Whenever you say that you're gonna do things, make sure that you do your best to make them happen. Of course, there are situations when we say something, we really want to do it, we give our best, but there are things that pop up, there are things that happen, and we cannot keep that promise that we gave. But we need to make sure that we will compensate. We need to make sure that we'll make it up to them whenever that happens. And in the last few months, let's say, I've been really paying attention to people's words and people's actions, the people around me, because I really decided to assess my friends' circle. And I got to realize that many of the people around me were not that reliable. Many of the people around me were talking a lot but doing very little. And I want to be surrounded by people who respect me and my time. And whenever they say they're gonna do something, they really mean it and they really get to do it. People gotta know what they want. And sometimes I feel like people do such kind of things because they're confused, they don't know what they want. But we need to learn to prioritize better. And whenever you give promises, darling, think about it. Are you really meaning it? Do you intend on actually doing that thing? Or you're just saying it because the person in front of you wants to hear it. The person from you would expect you to do that. Don't do that. Don't promise things you don't intend on doing, because that really hurts other people's feelings. And I've done this in the past. I was like that. At some point in my life, I was pretty confused. And I wanted to be liked by everybody. And when you try to be liked by everyone, it happens that you promise one thing to one person and then you need to break that promise because you need to satisfy someone else's needs or someone else's request. And you cannot do that. You gotta choose actions over words, darling. Actions speak so much louder than words. And it's so hard for me to trust people nowadays because I've witnessed many people saying lots of things in my personal relationships and at work, and then they don't get to do them. Or I really love it when, somebody says something and they do exactly the opposite of what they said. That's my favorite. That really shows me what that person is, who they really are. You gotta put your priorities straight. You need to reorder them. And if you want to be valued and respected by other people around you, darling, you need to show respect as well. You need to keep your promises. You need to make sure that your words match your actions. Otherwise, you portray yourself as someone who is unstable, who is unreliable. And we as adults, we have no time to waste on people who don't know what they want, who keep breaking their promises, whose words mean nothing. And whenever people tell me things, I love to test their words. Are they really gonna do what they say? Or they just talk? Because anybody can talk, but not everybody can do. Not everybody can show you that they actually care by doing. And there are people that are really bad with words. They may not tell you what you want to hear, or they may not be able to express themselves the way you want them to. But at the same time, they may have big hearts and they are going to show you that through action, through doing, through keeping their promises. And I really value these type of people now. We need to show people that we care by doing what we said we're gonna do, if we don't want to hurt them. Because we have busy lives. We have no time to waste. And when we make plans, it's better to fulfill them. And you know, when you take time off from work, when you book certain trips, or even when you book half of your day to spend it with somebody, it's good that somebody to show up. Because if they don't show up, if they keep on canceling dates with you or appointments with you, they're really showing you that they don't value you, they don't respect you, they're not worth your time and attention, darling. Make sure that the people around you match their words and their actions, that they care of the consequences of their words. You know, I'm really tired of people who just talk but don't do enough. I have no space and I have no time for people like that. And my message for you is, make a check on the people around you. Make a check on your friends, on your partner. Do they keep their words? Do they keep their promises? Or they keep breaking the promises they give to you? Do they have that tendency of saying things and doing the opposite? If they do, darling, rethink your relationships with them. Do they deserve a place in your life? Or you would be better off without them? Because there are so many amazing and quality people out there. People that we know and people that we haven't even met yet. But we need to make some room for them to enter our lives, to be present, to show us that they care. People that are going to respect your time and your energy and your efforts. I remember back in university, I had different professors of different subjects. And some of them were backing up the theories with examples from their practice, with examples from their careers. And I really trusted them much more because they were showing me, they were proving that certain theories were actually working into practice and that they were giving results. And there were other professors that were talking only theories, but they were not speaking from experience because they never implemented the theories that they were talking about. And how could I trust them? How could I believe them? It was hard because certain theories that were valid 100 years ago most likely are not valid today if they have never been tested in real life scenarios, in real companies, in real business. Theories, words, knowledge is one thing, but if you don't prove it through action, it is hard people to trust you, darling. Darling, if you want to be respected and valued by others, make sure that your words match your actions. If you want to have happy and solid relationships, make sure that the people around you keep their promises to you, that they respect your time and your efforts. And whenever they cannot make it for the appointments with you, they have a real excuse and they're making it up to you. You know, we live in busy times. We have no time to waste on people who keep disrespecting our boundaries, who keep saying things that they never get to do, whose words mismatch their actions. We have no space for these type of people in our lives. Make a check, darling, and make sure that you pick the right people, the ones that contribute to the happiness in your life, and they're not subtracting from it. Thank you for watching and spending some time with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that your words match your actions. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.